Hey everyone. All right. So I do have a subscription, guys. So I just want to let you know about that. I have it here underneath my little description. So it says, subscription will give you a free in-depth reading every time I am live, plus priority in life. All right. So, subscriptions are super easy to do. You click subscribe and it'll give you the opportunity to join me that way. I'm also going to throw it out there. If you don't want to subscribe and you want an in-depth reading, I'm going to do $15. That's e-transfer, horseman readings. You'll see it at gmail.com. Or if you click my link tree, you can also pay via PayPal. And then once that's complete, you can just say in the comments, paid, and then I'll just double check it, okay? So I'm not doing card readings today. I'm just doing psychic readings. So what is a psychic reading? Essentially, I just tune in by using my senses. If you have a question, you can also ask a question in the comments as well. So I was just sharing that these are free. If you want to subscribe, we'll do an in-depth reading. You can also pay $15 and do that through e-transfer or click the link in my PayPal. Okay, and then let me know. So otherwise, they're free. We'll just do quick little energy readings for everybody. If you have a question, just ask your question. I was already on here earlier and we did some chakra scans and I talked a little bit about like the chakras, Reiki, all of that stuff. We got into crystals. If you want to see the replay of that now, you can go to Horseman Readings YouTube, again, through Linktree. It was almost 1 hour, so something told me to come back on here. I want to be on TikTok just a tiny bit more. So I would like to invite more readings here because it seems like such a perfect way to share information and also help specific people. So all you have to do is say yes or ask your question and we'll tune into that. We are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is definitely a time where communication is a little bit off. You can go to YouTube, watch that video. It's all the rewords. Okay, so it's reflection, reward, retrograde. So what happens is it's like the planets are moving. They're not moving backwards, but it gives off the illusion that they're moving backwards. So it's like there's a standstill with things. So there's a reason why things aren't moving the way you would like things to move. And that's kind of a good thing because you don't want to do anything too major right now. Jessica, will he ever come forward with communication? All right, so Jessica, what I get is obviously you have a situation where you want this person to communicate, but they're not communicating. So what I get here is I'm getting that there are some glitches in this universal energy. Okay, and so what is a glitch? A glitch is when, as we were just talking about, things aren't really panning out the way you would like it to. So my feeling that I get here is you want to be around and surround yourself with other people who get you, who appreciate you, who understand you. And so something tells me when we're trying to push too hard or we're trying to pull too hard, any of those too much things, when things aren't working out, we're not letting divine flow happen. And I'm getting that for you specifically, because we're working on your energy, not somebody else's, is it feels like you need to step forward a bit more in your own communication skills and step into that leadership role. Okay, so we're doing mini readings here. If you want an in-depth reading, we can definitely go into that. If you want to subscribe, you'll get an in-depth reading, or you can pay $15 e-transfer or PayPal. Okay, but we're doing quick little mini readings here just so everybody gets a chance. When will Earth merges to Sun? Okay, very interesting question. So I feel really heavy when I'm connecting to your energy. Hello. And so you're talking about Earth and Sun and all this stuff, and that's great. But what I get is there's a heaviness around you specifically, because Spirit always gives us the messages that we need, right? I'm getting for you to trust in the process of life, in life's natural cycles, right? A lot of times people are really scared, oh no, this is happening, or oh no, that's happening. What I'm actually getting for you to do is just trust in the flow, right? That's kind of our theme already. I'm feeling like there's something going on in terms of the energy right now where I feel like you need to participate a little bit more in your contribution to, what role do you play in society? For some reason that's coming up. Are you a person who's constantly appreciating the earth? Are you a person who's constantly looking at the bright side and the positive side of things? Because that's what I'm getting, is to make sure that you're always investing in the good. Try your best not to worry about what other people are doing wrong. Bring it back to you. What is my contribution? How do I do the right things? Or what I consider to be the right things, okay? Because you know how we can get kind of caught up in the world stuff or so many different topics. I'm getting like, how are we contributing? What are we doing that's going to be beneficial? Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Anybody have okay. Will I be able to pass my matrix this year with a bachelor's degree? First of all, one thing that I get here is we're just talking about appreciation and value and things like that. I'm feeling like, and again, we always get the messages that we need, that it's important for you to focus on every little detail, okay? Because whenever we're working on future, I'm just going to give you what I feel like will best suit you. And so every little detail matters, all right? So one big thing whenever we're educating ourselves is study the hell out of everything to the point where you know it inside and out, that you're breathing it, right? So if I have an interest in something, I'm kind of like that because it's fun for me. But if there's something I'm not interested in, then it's kind of like so hard. I find for myself anyway, it's hard to get motivated to do things that I don't really want to be doing. So if you're doing something that you really, really, really want to be doing, then you're going to invest time and energy in studying. Why would we go and do something and then not want to invest all that time in, right? So my encouragement here is just follow through with what you know you're supposed to be doing, okay? And if you do that, then you will be successful. All right? Something sounds like a little bit like common sense, but it's the truth. Like sometimes we get distracted and we don't focus on what it is that we need to focus on. So that's the encouragement. What the time and energy that we invest in things, 9 times out of 10, we do get back what we put out, right? Laura, will Edwin come back to me? I always get the world's most interesting questions. You're welcome. Because a lot of times it's like, obviously I'm going to say this is a love relationship, right? Will Edwin come back to me? So is this a love relationship? Because obviously the way that you're asking your question is really important, because when we ask good questions, we get good answers, right? When I go into people's Akashic records, I definitely tune into way more detail. I am doing a special where you're paying for 30 minutes, you get 60 minutes Thursday and Friday if anyone wants to book in during that time frame. But what I get here for you is the song Shallow, okay? I don't know if you like that song by Lady Gaga. Shallow, 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 shallow. And the reason why that's coming up is because it gives me I get that situation where when one person has issues and then like the other person has less issues, but this person like loves them dearly and deathly. But it's one of those things where it's like we're always trying to help the other person. And I kind of feel like it's like, do you see yourself in that situation where either they're helping you or you're helping them, but it's never really like working? So that's kind of what I get, is like, why do we want somebody back that has all of these issues? You see what I'm saying? So it's so important that we're really working on any type of relationship issue that we're having. There might be someone on here as well who's struggling with codependency just a little bit. So be careful of that, right? Sometimes we want people back because we're lonely, or we don't want to be alone, or we're nervous about a new relationship, or we're still caught up in like the love aspect and not the reality of the situation. Okay, so be careful of that. My situation is like, when the relationship is healthy, you're going to work it out when you're in the relationship. You're not leaving each other. There are circumstances, but I'm kind of getting like, make sure that you're working on the health of the relationship and your health as well, because we can't fix other people, right? We can help them, but we're not going to fix them. And there's a big difference. Will me and my girlfriend reconcile? So does that mean everybody's fighting and everybody's lives are falling apart? So me and my girlfriend reconcile. Okay, well, I'm getting fatigued all of a sudden and dreams. So what I'm getting here is like whether that's through sadness or anger or whatever, frustration. Again, obviously something happened in the situation. So the way I look at these things is people are wanting people back. They want to get back together, and rarely are we coming back with fixed issues when we're leaving situations and coming back into it. So did they do the work? Have you done the work? And if so, then I feel like then it'll be healthy for you. But I'm actually getting that from time to time, we need to get away from people. Again, space is good. So I'm getting for you in your situation, space is actually good. And then give it some time. Okay. Do you feel anything with me? Hi, it's me. I think that you have a lot of laughter to give to other people. Hi, it's me. And I get to not get caught up in any drama around you. Because what we want to be able to do is like have drama around us. Obviously, we desire not to have drama around us, but when we have drama around us, we can just kind of like be lighthearted and laugh about it, which I feel like you're able to do. But just be careful of it because sometimes drama can bite you in the tushy, right? So when we're around people who are like manipulative or kind of scary or whatever they're doing that's kind of toxic or getting a rise out of other people, um, we just don't want to give attention to that. So that's what I'm getting for you. Hi, it's me. Is don't give people attention that don't really deserve it or that are only there for attention purposes. That's just a kind of quick message. If you want an in-depth reading, come on in, subscribe, and the more subscribers I get, the more I'm going to schedule my readings, and every time I do a reading, you'll get an in-depth reading, which is great. I feel like that's a lot of a giving thing that I'm doing, but where I'm starting on my channel, I feel like that's really fair to do. Also, if you want an in-depth reading not to become a subscriber, you can pay $15. I charge $55 for half an hour, so it's nice to get an in-depth reading in this situation. You can click my link tree, and you'll find my PayPal, or you can e-transfer. All right. Otherwise, we're just doing quick little messages here. I'm an intuitive healer, psychic. I have a background in psychology. So when I'm talking about relationships, often I'm just talking about, yes, I'm reading the energy, but sometimes I'm just talking about like a lot of conversations with clients. Yes, I studied, but the conversations with clients are really helpful for me in doing my best to educate because you see the same patterns over and over, right? Like you hear other people's stories. So that's where I feel like some of my information is also coming from. Just experience with like so many relationship issues. Is Fred for me, your favorite church gal? Welcome. Thank you for all the hearts. Spilling all over myself. There's entertainment. Is Fred for me? I should just have a bit here. I'm here to entertain you. Is Fred for me? I'm getting no. But I think that like having fun with this person is a good thing. Okay. So when I say are they for you, it sounds like what you mean. Because again, questions, the better the question, the better the answer you're going to get. But there's no such thing as a stupid question. But yeah, have fun with that person. Keep it lighthearted because that means it could lead to more. But if you're talking about your forever person, I'm getting a no, but it doesn't mean we should stop having fun. Right? And again, everybody's energy is just a little bit different. There might be someone where I'm like, no, actually cut the person off. Another person, yes, they are for you, but in your case, just have fun. Divya, will my husband get a job soon? Feel free to follow me, guys, as well. Here, it's helpful. As I build up my stuff, I'm going to offer more things. I make products. Of course, I can do giveaways. I can do free personal readings as well. The more people I get in here and the more support I have. I have a signs workshop. It's called Signs. It's an intuitive workshop. 3 nights next week. So you can check that out through horsemanreadings.com. I also did a little video on that. And then, of course, I have my Akashic Records deal coming up Thursday and Friday, which gives you just another double the time, basically, which I think is good when people are new. Will I succeed in my career, church gal? you've got a lot of push and pull. You've got a lot of push and pull, okay? So it's like our theme seems to be for people to get out of their head just a little bit more and stop worrying so much. That's what I'm getting, okay? Um, and Divya, okay. Will my husband get a job soon? I feel like what's coming up is for him to do more community work, to work more in the community. Sometimes when we're getting our feet wet with things, say he's not finding work, then go volunteer somewhere while you're looking for work and go meet some people, go hang out with some people, contribute to society. And by doing that, you're putting forward, you're getting out good vibes, you're networking. So it's not always about here, I dropped off a resume, now I'm sitting on my tushy, right? So I'm getting that he needs to do more work in the community, and that will be helpful for him. Okay? Your favorite church gal. I understand. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. I'm glad that makes sense. And often when we're asking questions for other people, it's hard because you're welcome. We're not really here to go into somebody else's energy. Like, are they cheating on me? Are they actually still smoking and they said that they weren't? Who cares really at this point? And I don't like to say it that way, but rarely am I focused on somebody else when I'm doing someone's reading. And today when I was doing a session reading on someone, we were working on manifesting. I talked about this in my spiritual support team today when I did my live. I did free readings there. If you want to join, feel free to do that. That's a little bit more of an also intimate space where we have a little more privacy and there's less people kind of coming in and out. But we were talking about manifesting and the law of attraction and all that stuff. But she was inviting like other people into her manifestation of like how things are going to affect other people. And I want other people to know this and I want them to feel this way. But deep down, it's not really when you're manifesting about how other people are going to feel, right? We don't want to control everybody else's things and feelings and thoughts and how they're going to react. At the end of the day, focus on yourself. So when you ask questions, focus on maybe like what will best suit me in the now? What would make me healthier right now? How can I improve my relationship habits? Stuff like that. Wouldn't those be great questions? Just say. You know, is there someone in my energy field that maybe I should eliminate right now that's dragging me down? Is there a soulmate partner for me? And if so, you know, how can I bring them in closer to me sooner? Something like that. Do you see how some of these questions are a little bit different? And you can keep asking the ones that you have, but when will I get permanent employment? All right, so again, that's a more in-depth reading. If you want to subscribe, we can do that for you. Also, you can pay through PayPal or you transfer $15 to go deeper. Otherwise, we're just doing quick things because you're getting into like timelines, and that's usually when I go into people's records and start asking deeper questions. So because you're asking like, it feels like what's coming up, okay? Because again, you're going to get the message that you need. It's like there's fear there. You're talking about like permanent work, but it's like kind of what we were just talking about a little bit about like put forward, get out there, make that happen. What I get is like sometimes we're coming from desperation or there's deprivation or I don't have yet or I'm not going to get this, and this fear and this worry that we're putting out there as if it's not going to happen is actually what's creating it to take longer. And again, it's creating these blocks. So my invitation would be to have more faith that it's going to happen, trust it's going to happen, have confidence and believe in yourself, but put in a little bit of extra work wherever you can. Okay? Because guys, when we're manifesting, you've got to put in the time and you've got to put in the energy too. So right now I'm buying a house, or sorry, I'm building a house, not buying a house. And there, of course, there's like a timeline. Yes, I want to move into my house tomorrow, but it's not built yet. So all I can do is like focus on visualizing the energy of the completion of the build for everything during the build to go pleasantly and for things to be really like for there to be like a positive energy in the space, for things to be positive, where I am while this is being built. Are you seeing what I'm saying? So like there's a lot of energetics that are coming up for people here when we do general messages for people. Well, P and I reconcile. Okay, so like just where do people come from and ask about reconciling? Like is everybody falling apart? I get that it's going to take a lot of work for you guys to reconcile, okay? So it doesn't mean it's a no, but it means there's a lot of work involved. So, um, I'm getting somebody faking something in that relationship. It's like it's not. You guys aren't like talking about real things. Okay, so start talking about real things, and that's when you're going to find out how each other really feels. All right, communication right now in Mercury retrograde kind of sucks. So if you're noticing there's things aren't working out, again, wait till we're out of that shadow. That's like past the 25th of September if you want to like really like get to the bottom of things. Otherwise, there might be some more conflict. So, I mean, yes, you can talk to people, but maybe just wait to have some of those bigger, deeper conversations about how you actually feel. Communication is just so important with relationships, and again, we're not in the best time for that. So like take time for you at this time. Deborah, does Keith have feelings for me? So do you, maybe again, I'm not going to be like too forward about this, but like why do you not know if he has feelings? Is it like something that he's just not expressing to you or showing you? Because the only way you're gonna truly, yes, you can come to me and ask questions, but like, why, how do you not know if he has feelings for you, right? Use your intuition that way, and you can feel if somebody has feelings for you. I know way back when in the day, I think I was like 17 or something, and there was this guy that I had interest in, and he had interest in me, but we both didn't know that we even liked each other. I end up dating the friend because he actually is communicating to me that he likes me, and I'm thinking, well, this guy likes me and he's nice, right? Long time ago. And then I'm dating him, and then I find out his friend actually did really like me. He just didn't know that I liked him, and he never told me. So the reason why this story is coming up is because, like, you don't want to miss a good thing. You don't want to miss the timing of things because you're too scared or too nervous to actually have the conversations with somebody. So yes, you can feel it out for sure, or you can just be open and honest and just say, if you have feelings for them, I have feelings for you. If you don't have feelings for them, who cares if they have feelings for you? Does it really matter? You get what I'm saying? Will I be able to pass my G1 in October? Yes. Yes, you will. You will be able to. Will I find my soulmate soon? I feel like he's on his way, but the timing right now is feels a bit delayed. Um, so just have patience with that. Sometimes when we want soon or now, again, why do you want soon? Why do you want now? Why do you feel like it has to happen now? I'm sure you're just curious and you're wondering, but the less focus you have on the now and the timeline, the more likely it is to come in sooner. And I know that kind of feels like it contradicts some things, but we talked about this at the beginning as a theme when we do general readings for everybody. It's like, okay, just let life flow and hold more space for yourself. Should I wait or move on? I'm sorry I missed what you're waiting or moving on from. You're welcome. Mr. Nola, is my wife pregnant and do you see me buying a condo? Okay, well, absolutely not focusing on pregnancy right now, but do I see you buying a condo? And again, do you see yourself buying a condo? Do you want to buy a condo? Because if you want to buy a condo, then you've got to bring that into your energy. I see you buying something, a condo. That seems too specific and maybe not aligned, but buying something, yes. Okay. Again, we will get too specific in what we want to attract where we've lost touch with what we're meant to have, right? Sometimes there's something better for us, and we're so fixated on this happening that we've lost touch with what we're meant to have. You know what I'm saying? So make sure it's aligned with your goals and your dreams and your desires. Will Morag contact me soon to rekindle? Wow, everybody's reconciling, rekindling. Now, I don't really see that, but if you want that to happen, I feel like you're going against the grain. Okay? That's what I'm getting. If you don't know what going against the grain means, because like not everybody speaks the same lingo as I'm saying lingo, I'm feeling like don't as again. There's just a theme here. Don't go against the current. We're going down the river. We're on the lazy river, right? I don't know if you guys have that where you live, but you go down a tube in a river and you just chill, and life's good, and the sun's like on your face, and you're like, yeah, life's good. Are you gonna swim back upstream and make a bunch of work for yourself when everybody else is just chilling and relaxing and going down the stream? No. So use that as an analogy in your own present current life. Where am I making more work for myself? Where am I making things harder? And I think we do this all the time because sometimes we're addicted to suffering and pain and difficulty because maybe that's what's familiar to us, but it doesn't have to be so hard, okay? So ask yourself if you're making things more complicated. Are Jay faithful to me? Again, these are more in-depth readings, and also, why do you not trust the person? Why do you not have healthy communication? Be yourself, feel confident in who you are, and never let somebody else kind of take away your soul or take away your spirit. Okay. If you think somebody's cheating on you and you really truly are questioning that or you're worried about that, that means there's a major issue in your relationship. And so it goes so much deeper than that. Okay. So I would recommend get an in-depth reading, or so become a subscriber, or pay through PayPal, or get a private reading. Again, you'll get more time Thursday or Friday. But again, why are we like hurting ourselves by being in relationships where we think somebody's cheating on us? Why? Why do you want to be with somebody that you think is cheating on you? Or are there just trust issues? Okay, but I feel like what's going to happen is you're going to start to feel better soon. Okay, you're going to start to feel better soon about that. That's what I get. So it's kind of like the energy is going to move forward. All right, that's what I feel. That's positive. Okay. Does my in-laws have a message? Does my in-laws have a message for me? Okay. So, do you mean like doing mediumship? Are you looking for mediumship? Because I feel like listening to songs right now, what's coming up for you anyways, like we're not, yes, okay. So what I'm getting, there's a Jason Aldean song called, I believe it's like, you can look it up on YouTube anyway. Tattoos, I think it's called Tattoos on This Town, something like that. I'm getting to listen to the lyrics of that, talking about on your impact on them, and like that you made a big. I'm getting like you made a big effort uh, to participate or contribute to things, which is very much appreciated. But listen to that song, and I think there'll be some lyrics that pop up for you. Okay. My daughter says she can see and feel people in heaven. Any advice? First of all, that's an amazing talent and gift. A lot of children are like that. You're welcome, Alyssa. So, any advice? Okay, well, Alyssa, what comes up here? I feel like kids have wild imaginations, and so they can get really confused with the spiritual because they hear so many stories and life is very fantasy like for them. So what we want to teach them, it's interesting, on the 21st of September at 7:30 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, it's going to be an hour and a half for $60 Canadian. I'm going to be over Zoom. I'm just creating this, but I'm going to do a grounding workshop. And it might be good as a mama bear to come in to work on that because the tools that you can learn might be helpful to teach her as well. I actually have someone who joined my membership under my VIP because her daughter, who's like really young, like she's under 11 over 7, and so she's kind of was going through a lot of similar stuff. So instead of me kind of working with the child, which I did work with her a little bit. What I suggested is, why doesn't Mama Bear come in and learn these tools, and then what she learns, she can also teach and pass over to the child. That way, because if mom doesn't understand, then it's hard for the child to understand. You know what I mean? You've got to kind of do it together. So yeah, I'm gonna write that down, that grounding workshop. So it's more just like learning about the tools for grounding, practicing, and any type of coaching, and of course support I can give. So that's going to be 1.5 hours over Zoom. And I'm not going to record that one for my members. I'm actually going to do that in private. So if there are like personal things that are coming up that people don't want to share, it's not recorded. Okay. But the majority of my courses are recorded because I take the recordings, I put it into my membership group, and then the people that are paying monthly can take advantage and watch this at their own time. So it's all like really good quality people in that stuff. So yeah, the advice is definitely for you to learn and teach. Okay. But love and support and kindness are really the best things that we can give to them. So we don't want to ever tell them what they're feeling or seeing is wrong or not right or not true or, oh, that's just a figure of your imagination. No. Sometimes when people don't get this stuff, they'll say things like, oh, that's nothing, right? Like I see spirit, I see ghosts, I feel things, I hear things, all this stuff. And it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. So the cottage that I'm staying in right now, there's a lot of activity. The dog's feeling it. My husband's still like learning about a lot of this stuff. So, I mean, I think he's very logical naturally. But the whole point of this is that we don't want somebody to sit there and say like, you're wrong, you're not feeling anything, you're not seeing anything, even if they don't believe. It's just like, okay, to each their own if not everybody gets that, right? But we always want to feel safe and trusted. So your child probably wants to feel safe and trusted, right? And but it is hard for kids because they don't get the spiritual at all. I know for myself, I was like a crystal child, which is what we call kind of, I'm not going to say special children, but children who are indigo children, which they're like aware of all this stuff. But again, if they don't have parents that can teach them or they didn't grow up that way, they've got to learn the tools, right? So it took me a long time. I knew I was different, but to understand that. So yes, I think it's so amazing when there are parents that support their kids. The youngest I've taught Reiki training to was why do I want to say 6? She knew 2 languages, and she was like one of the fastest learners, and was like super smart over like, you have 40-year-olds and this child is the one like so advanced. So I don't think you're ever too young, but giving them advanced things like spiritual work um is different, because like they're meant to feel light, they're meant to feel and understand. Like they shouldn't, I don't want to say they shouldn't, but when we have children with anxiety at such a young age, that are feeling so much, yeah, we've got to help those kids. And I think crystals are a really really great tool to practice with kids because they're like fascinated by the crystals, and that actually can be a really great grounding tool for them. Anxiety from it. Yeah, absolutely. Because when we feel nervous about things around us that we don't understand, it can definitely create anxiety. It can make us feel isolated. It can make us feel depressed. A lot of healers and a lot of sensitive intuitives have a lot of issues because they need to constantly be developing tools and they need support. And so I'm really pro like getting readings, pro working on myself all the time. And it can make some of your relationships very interesting when other people aren't doing the same around you. Because again, that could be isolating. So, Lauren here, does Ryan consider being with me still? I feel like, I'm kind of like, why do you want to be with him? I'm kind of getting that. So, do you know why you want to be with him? Because I don't know why, but I feel like, um, yay, got a subscriber, yay! Thank you. Fabian. Okay, so Fabian, hello. Do you have specific questions? Otherwise, we're just going to go into you. And if you don't, we'll do past, present, and future for you. I do. Okay, bring it in. Just going to go into your records. It's about my recent breakup with my ex. Okay. So I'm writing that down, but do you have a specific question? Otherwise, I'm gonna write down relationships. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go into your energy. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you. All right, we dated for 2 years and 4 months, but she broke up with me almost 2 months ago. Okay, so 2 years, 4 months. I want to know if we would reconcile romantically this year or month. Okay, so what comes up here is I feel like she's kind of like out of the picture. That's what I get. And my heart just feels like it's fluttering a little bit, okay? And I just feel like I'm just looking at your picture. I'm feeling like she is kind of like purposely not wanting to get back together. Because again, we break up for a reason. And I'm feeling like in the past, she needed or wanted more from you. And I feel like that's why she's kind of not really overly excited about getting back into the situation. It's interesting. I don't know if you've been listening, um, but it feels like very related to some of the stuff that we talked about. She did. Okay. What do you mean she did? Just feel free to share a little bit more. She asked for some changes. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, so what I'm getting is like sometimes people say, I need this from you and I need that from you. But honestly, what I kind of get is if you did those things, would she really even be happy? You know? And I don't like to say that, but bare minimum changes I didn't accomplish. 100%. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I'm feeling really sad. I feel really kind of heartbroken about it, um, because I wrote down like sad already, like just some like really heavy, intense emotions. But then I also get um, like maybe better things. You kind of deep down, I feel like know that better things are coming. Um, And so I think although you're kind of like you want to make it work, I think deep down you know that you don't want to keep working on something that's not even doable or workable, or if you're like always trying to please somebody that's never going to be happy. So I think one side of you is actually excited about a new start, but I think you're still kind of like fixating a little bit on her or the past. Okay. And I'm just going to turn off my radio because I'm getting distracted when I'm working on more in-depth stuff. It is workable for me because I have to work on some things that I have to work on. Absolutely. I totally get that. Um, but also what I kind of get here is save your energy too. Because I'm feeling like if you're working with someone who isn't appreciating you for the way that you are also, then we're trying to become someone who we're not. So yes, I think it's great that you're working on yourself, but I'm also getting to keep working on your own, like I'm getting self gratification. So build your own energy up and be like working on like again kind of self esteem, like feel good about who you are and who you are in the now instead of feeling like you need to change who you are to be with somebody. And even if it's like serious stuff, should I fight for her? In all honesty, I get that like I feel like she's closed the door on the situation. But I almost feel like if she's like kind of like, oh, well, consider opening that door back up, but then she's gonna close it back again, I'm kind of feeling like um it's still kind of like playing a bit of a game because it's like I don't accept you for who you are and I want you to change. But if you change, then I'll accept you for who you are. But my energy tells me that, but then there's going to be a problem again because now she'll want you to change this. And it's okay to work on things together, but if she's closing the door on the relationship, it's actually something you guys as a like you would want to. So it's great that it's amazing that you're going to therapy. That's great. But it almost feels like it would be better if she were in therapy with you, staying in the relationship together. And then that way you're guaranteed to feel like you have the support that you need while you're there instead of like you're this and I'm shutting the door on you and you need to do that. It just feels like a little bit of, and it's nothing like personal against her. It's just more like sometimes when we're going through things, we need support while we're in it. And so I feel like I texted her last week and she didn't reply or open the text. Yes, exactly. I want to get therapy together if she gives me that second chance. Yeah, and so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I love your nails. Thank you very much. But I kind of get that like she definitely should be there with you. And that's actually something that I would share with her if that's something you want is to work it out with her. I would say, would you be willing to participate in 2 to 4 of my therapy sessions so that you can see the things I'm doing, so you can know the things that I've experienced or that I'm going through and maybe why I am the way that I am. So then you're willing to accept all of me. Makes sense? Does she still have feelings for me? I think she does, but because she chose to shut the door on that, I think she's trying to turn those off. So if she's not willing to go to the therapy with you, I would say that that means that then she's not willing to do the work that it takes to make the relationship work because it's not just one person that has to do the work. I would like that, but I would need her with me to go to therapy. Does she still? Yeah. So I would, yeah. So I mean, but that's where we can't force somebody to do that. Um, I kind of feel like she also needs a little bit of space and time to work on herself too. I don't think it's just a one-way situation. And so sometimes when people say like you need to do this, it could also like she might not be sharing that she's going through a lot of stuff too, and that she needs to work out as well. Like I do feel like you might not know how much she needs as well. She did ask for space and time to heal. Yes. So I would say respect her boundaries too. If she's saying that, the worst thing that we want to do is now start to like if she's saying I need space and then not giving her that space, right? Because that's definitely not going to win them over. So, but I don't know how much time she needs. Yeah. Okay. And I don't feel like you are going to like this answer, but I'm feeling like 3 months. And that is a good amount of time. If you think about any unhealthy habits that we have, it takes 21 days to change a habit, right? But if you have like, and then maybe you need a week off, 3 more months, yes, honestly, that's what I'm getting. Um, yeah, so when it comes to our habits, you have a few habits that you're working on changing, and you've got to give yourself a little break in between. So it's like 21 days to change this, 21 days to change this, and another 21 days, especially if the other person has stuff to work on. That's a lot. She hasn't blocked me from social media. Okay. But neither my phone number. Okay. But at the same time, it's like, you know, that's where like the boundaries situation are coming up. That's good that she hasn't blocked you. Um, yeah. So, but it still feels like space is still energetic space and things like that too. So it's just absolutely, I would say if somebody's asking you for something and they're wanting you to do some work, do the work for you and not just for them because yeah, like because it'll make like you said it'll make you feel good too, but give the space. And if she and you can still open it, like you can still open it up if she's willing to come for some sessions with you because she wants to work it out. But if she's saying she doesn't want to do that, then we've got to respect that. That's kind of what I'm getting here. She did, however, block me from watching her stories. She really posts anything. Yeah, so that's again her using her words and then also kind of not wanting you to energetically be in her spaces as well. Yeah, so I hope you find that helpful. If you have any last questions before we go, feel free to mention that. Yeah, if you guys want an in-depth reading for yourself, you can subscribe. Also, if you don't want to subscribe and you want an in-depth reading, you can pay $15 through PayPal, which is under my link tree, or e-transfer if you're in Canada. Um, yeah, and then I'm also doing quick little mini readings. You're welcome, guys. Okay, I wonder if she threw away the promise ring I gave her. No, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like is she focusing on herself or is she talking with anyone? Okay, great questions. I love that. So yeah, I don't feel like she's like negative about the situation. I think she's just trying to have like healthy boundaries like for herself, for you, for the situation. And I actually feel like her shutting the door has nothing to do with even she might be making it seem like it's about you, but it still feels like I said, she has some work that she needs to do for herself. So I think she's allowing this space and time because she thinks that that's healthy for the two of you, for both of you. So that feels really genuine and sincere to me. And I don't think it's related to because I want to be with somebody else. I think it's just because she wants to be happy. And I think that she, in that situation, wasn't happy, if that makes sense. Yay! Okay. So I see. So I hope you found that helpful. I do want to believe this is a test from the universe. Absolutely. And the universe will always throw us curveballs, and you actually are, I feel like, doing an amazing job with a situation that you're working through because you're actually getting the support that you need. A lot of people will just ignore their problems, whereas you're asking the right questions and you're doing a lot of the work. So again, build your self-esteem up, and I think you'll see it from different perspectives a little bit more. Okay. Okay. So, Kara, looking for a reading. Thank you for the roses. Okay, just going in order here, guys. Takes me a minute just to scroll through here. Yay! Okay, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Chas? Chas. All right, welcome. So, when you guys are subscribing, every time I come on, then I'm going to do a reading for you as a priority, which is amazing. Yay! This is actually very fun. So, Chas or Chase, I'm going to go with Chas. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to bring them in here and anything you want to focus on. Otherwise, I'm just going to go into past, present, and future, and we'll see kind of what comes up for you. But this is an opportunity for us to focus on you, which is great. So it's all you. And Kara, I got yours as well. So feel free to ask any questions. Jess? So readings are either you subscribe and then you get an in-depth reading that way, or you can pay $15 through PayPal, which is through my link tree. Yay! I saw that you subscribed. Thank you. I'm just picking a chess first because that person subscribed first, and then we'll go to you. Okay. Um, so yeah, or you can e-transfer if you're in Canada, horsemanreadings at gmail.com. Okay, so chess subscribed, but you're not asking a question. Just let me know. Okay, there you are. Yes, it's correct. Okay, so if you don't have any cool, okay, the first one, LOL. Okay, There you are. What's the energy between me and Zach? What's the energy between me and Seth? So please, e-transfer Emma. Okay, so Horseman Readings, there's no E, at gmail.com. Thank you. Did my comment show? It did. Okay. Take a breath here. And I just tell Scylla. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So, Cass, what is the energy between me and Zach? That one kind of feels really all over the place. I'm getting like a lot of, I'm actually getting a lot of tears. I'm seeing some things, some energy breaking, but it doesn't feel like super healthy to me. I just want to make sure I can focus on you here. And then I'm gonna go back to the people that subscribed and that are e-transferring and focus on you guys, okay? So yeah, so what I get here, and feel free to continue to ask questions, Jess, in relation to this as well, because this is your chance here. Um, so yeah, so I get like to swallow your pride a little bit in terms of this energy, because you're asking what's going on between you and Zeth. And it feels like there's just like energy that you need to move forward with. It's like um it's like you guys have like things going on together that it feels like it's not aligned or in sync. Okay. And what I get from that is to protect even your energy just a little bit more with this person, because it feels like it could potentially lead to um, like some hurt. And normally, again, I don't like to share all this stuff, but it's just again what I'm getting. It feels like it doesn't mean you have to like run away or walk away from the person, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like if you can't fully be yourself or you're not having a good time or things aren't working out, I would say separate more from this person. Um, and it doesn't have to be like immediately, but I definitely feel like there's some like tension or things that are happening between the two of you that just it just doesn't feel healthy to me. Okay? Um, I just want to make sure. Do you have any more questions in relation to that? Okay, I want to give you, I'm just doing a reading for someone, guys. If you want to get on the list, you can subscribe. You can e-transfer or use PayPal. It's going to be $15 if you don't subscribe. Will me and Seth romantically reconcile? We're in no contact. Okay, well that makes sense because it just felt like I was just seeing like a window breaking and like the heart in that sort of thing. So I hope that answers your question. Because romantically, it doesn't feel like aligned. It feels like there's a lot of healing that needs to be done between the two of you two. Um, because I think that there's been pain as a result of this. So I would say for you, in terms of how to move forward, it's definitely like see yourself in a really positive light, see yourself in a definitely in a loving light, because I feel like this person doesn't always like it's not that they don't bring out the best in you, but it's like they don't I just feel like they're a little bit negative, like they're putting a little bit of negativity out towards you a bit. So yeah, my recommendation would be if you want to go to my YouTube channel as well. Actually, you know what? I'll inbox you, okay? Because I'm telling you I'm inboxing you. I'm going to send you a grief ceremony that I have underneath my YouTube channel. That way you don't have to find it yourself. Anybody else that wants that, you can find it. It's under rituals and practices. And it's really great for people who are working on, again, that heart chakra, people who are like having a hard time letting go of somebody or a circumstance. I have some healing and kind of clearings that can help you with that. And often we'll do like a little ceremony of some sort, kind of to say, I guess, to a goodbye to that version of you, or a goodbye to what you loved about that person, that sort of thing, because it's not easy. Okay. I'm just seeing if you have any more questions while I'm here. So I will move on. Will he apologize for what he did? Honestly, I feel like that person would have to acknowledge what they did, and I don't sense that from that person. That's why I'm encouraging the grief ceremony. Okay? So if I happen to see a last question, then I'll grab it from you, Chess. Otherwise, we're going to move on to Kelziela. And Emma, I got your transfer. Okay? My apologies if I don't pronounce things right. And just ignore anybody that's messaging you. Okay, so he probably not working on himself. Honestly, again, yeah, I don't really sense that because, again, sometimes we have to admit, yeah, what we're doing wrong, right? Okay, you can call me Kelsey. Okay, thank you. I would prefer calling people by their normal names if I can. Okay, Kelsey, so you're next. Okay. Thank you for everyone who's here. All right. So, what I'll do, guys, is I will schedule next time I go live. I'm gonna schedule one so all of my subscribers can see. And then what I'll do is when you guys are hopping on, I will create a list for you guys, and it's just like the first people that come in. That's how I'm gonna do it for you guys. And if I end up getting really busy, what I'll do is I'll create a live just for my subscribers so we can focus on you guys that way too. Okay. So Kelsey, hopping onto you. My apologies if I missed your questions or comments. Okay, so my daughter waves and says hi to ghosts. I went to a medium. Okay, so she sees spirit. And you're welcome, Chess. Okay, great. So, what is your question? So I know that kind of sounds like it's your area of focus. She was sort of accurate, but said concerning things. Okay. So again, if you were to ask me a question, I'm just going to go into your energy. What would it be? Because I'm kind of getting what your theme here is. Okay, so okay, so does she have night terrors? I don't know how old she is exactly, but does she have night terrors? I have family around me, which she was sort of accurate on, but she said a man from my past. Okay, who is the man? Yes, she is 14 months old. Okay, yeah, so she's young, yeah. So she's a little too young to understand, as we were talking about some of that earlier. Okay, so you want to know who the man is? And again, I'm still new to mediumship, so we're just gonna see what spirit says here. Um, okay, so do you sage? Do you smudge? Do you work with crystals yourself? First of all, he said something about 6. Okay. So, because what I'm getting is for you to protect, I do not. Okay, so right away, the first thing I would start doing where your daughter lives with you and she's seeing and feeling and tuning into all this stuff, a big thing is cleansing the home. So, not just cleansing the home, like cleansing you, cleansing her. And it's not coming from a fear base. It's just that when we work with sage, sage really, really cleanses any negative energy that's in the home. So I do sell sage. I make smudge sprays, things like that. But you can get that stuff, and I have a little sage kit with like the nice shell and things like that. But if you just want to go to like a local place, even and feel into the energy there, that will be helpful for you. And again, talk to more people about how to cleanse the home. I have a underneath my blog as well. Um, you can see that under my link tree. I talk a little bit about smudging and the benefits of it. I know you're asking about this man, but what's coming through is, um, yeah, like that protection energy is super, super important so that your daughter's not like feeling any heaviness where she's so young, right? So one is cleanse the home, cleanse the space. Those are things you can look up. I'm also feeling like something relaxing in your daughter's room would be good for her. And I know that obviously we don't want to encourage lots of water in a young. I definitely will. Okay. I normally don't encourage like water with the child when like we're working on not having to go pee and things. But I'm feeling like water for her would be good because I find that that's her energy is very much like emotional, sensitive, intuitive. So I think a little bit of trickling water, even if it's the sound of water, would be helpful, like a rain forest or something like that in her room. Sometimes like white noise can be good for them. But if you actually had like a little trickling water, not too much, I think you'd find that that's really helpful because it'll bring her, aside from the cleansing and that peacefulness, I think it'll help her more at nighttime because, yeah, like night terrors are common in younger children that are feeling all these like emotions, right? And we want her to feel like she can get the best quality sleep so she's having better days, right? And then this is also something as she gets older she can learn about. She actually sleeps with me in my room. I see orbs in her room, so she never slept in there. Okay, so but you don't always want her to be dependent that way, right? But that makes sense too for you because you're probably feeding off of each other's energy. So that those are recommendations here. And I also feel uh, like maybe also for you to get a little bit of a massage and also like again a little like energy session or something might be helpful just because it feels like a lot of energy if you're not regularly cleansing and in the home. Now this man that you're bringing up, you said there was a number six attached to him from the past. um I kind of feel like it's not necessary to focus on that man. I don't know why, but I feel like there's a your daughter's picking up on a male energy. It feels more like around the home. So when you cleanse the home and you do an energy clearing of that, I feel like this male energy will also kind of naturally move away from you. And the medium said he wouldn't tell me more, that I had to do research. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm really getting that, like, it's kind of like, unless somebody's coming through to give you a really supportive, powerful, peaceful message, things that you can move forward with for healing, then otherwise, like, their energy kind of, yeah, we just want to kind of like cleanse from them. Okay, so in general, cleansing, very great. Getting an energy session, working on the space of the home, and then yeah, I think you're gonna feel a lot lighter and better. Okay. Gratitude has also been coming up for a lot of people lately. Just if we want to raise our vibration when we're feeling really fatigued and tired, it's just a great way to get our mind back into the space of like less problems, more what I have, what's good in my life, that sort of thing, just to get the energy up. Palo Santo is another Palo Santo. is a really great one as well. I'm going to write that down. I believe I have Pillow Santo underneath my shop through horsemanreadings.com. But again, you can get these into shops, in local shops, or online. Palo Santo brings positive energy into your space and into your own energy field too. So, one, the sage is going to get rid of the negativity, and then the Palo Santo brings in the positivity. And sometimes we need both, right? Okay, thank you. Do you hear anything from my other relatives who came through with medium? I actually get, um, I get a little bit of sickness, um, female. Um, and I'm getting like that there's a pendant or something. Typically this isn't how how I would structure this type of reading. But yeah, I don't know if this person had a pendant or you have their pendant, um, like a almost like a necklace or something, piece of jewelry. But it feels like um, I'm just seeing what you're saying here. But it feels like if you have a piece of a relative's jewelry, when you hang on to that, it will bring their spirit closer to you so you can feel them in your heart more. Okay? Um, because it kind of feels like with your spirituality, it feels like if you want to get closer to these people that have passed, you've got to listen into them a little bit more, okay? And so I'm just going to kind of leave it there because I have more people and it feels like we're going to be working more together. So if you have more questions and concerns and comments, then we'll bring it in for next time, okay? Yay! Thank you guys. Gabriella. Yoo-hoo! All right. So, I'm going to go to Emma, who transferred. So, Emma, if you're there and you have any questions, hello, thank you. Um, let's focus in on you. Okay. Oh, Faith. Sorry, you're first. Am I on the list? Yes. Okay. Sorry, Faith, and then Emma. Okay. So, Faith, what is your question if you have one? And it's okay if you don't. So, Faith, and then Emma. It's just the way, um, what's going to happen moving forward is my subscribers are going to get priority. But what I did here today is I did whoever was like, because I'm just starting out, whoever was paying in that order. I'm just doing my best to keep track because everybody's paying in different ways here. Okay. So, Faith, is my true love a Latino man? I've been having vivid dreams about him. Wonderful. True love. Okay. I'm feeling like yes, but it still feels like you're working on the timing of things. Okay? because you're seeing, like you said, you're having these dreams. It's coming in strong, so you're definitely connecting. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But what's happening is there's always like a timeline in relation to this, and I feel like have patience because when this person comes in to your life, I feel like it's going to be an overwhelming emotion because you're so connected to this person. And feel free to continue to ask questions, Faith. Um, I feel like you're really like an all-in person. Like you really love with all your heart. It feels sexy. It feels like light. But communication still feels like it's going to be something you two are going to have to work on a lot. So my suggestion would be, as this person's coming more into your life, keep working on communication nonstop so you can prepare yourself for when this person is coming in. Okay? I'm just gonna check here. Will I meet him in October? That's very true. Okay. Well, I'm going to his show in October. Amazing. Okay. Gabriella, what I'm doing here is I have like I have one more person after this and then you, and then what I'm going to do is when I open up to your energy, then you can ask your question, okay? Or anything that you are concerned about that you want to work on, absolutely. So, will I meet them in October? That's where you're really working on timelines. I'm hearing like time management, that sort of thing. I feel like you're still gonna keep dreaming about this person because they're coming in so strongly. I feel like you're like, yeah, they're gonna be there. They're there energy wise, but it feels like they're not really gonna come in that way that you want them to be until like both of you guys are ready to line up that way. Okay. So they're gonna be there, but they're not gonna come in that like true love way that you want for a little bit afterwards. Okay. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the process, because it's gonna be really powerful. But again, you've got to sync up and line up to get the lessons that you need with this person. So communication and timing is everything. So work on your time management and also work on your communication skills, okay? And then what you're going to find is that's going to be a really healthy vibration for you. It feels very long lasting and it almost feels like lifetimes together, actually. So if you believe that this person can come back in another life with you, I believe that. I really do, okay? That's giving me chills everywhere. That's really gorgeous. Your heart already feels ready for it, and that's a really beautiful thing because that's not always the case with everybody. Okay. So again, next live that I do is going to be scheduled, so stay tuned for that live. And then when you guys come in and watch the video, then I'm going to go and order that time. I'm going to be doing lots of lives, so no stress, guys. And my subscribers are always going to get that priority as well. Okay. So I don't see Faith asking any more questions. I have met him in astral projection. Yes, I absolutely believe that because that's just part of your soul, like your soul's aligning. Absolutely. I love that. Okay, perfect. So I'm glad you're happy there. Best of luck to you. Keep manifesting, keep bringing that energy in again, but do the work for yourself as well so you can make it even more amplified, right? Because there's always stuff we can work on for ourselves. Okay, so Emma, and thank you everybody who's subscribing here and coming in. So Emma, I did not forget about you here. Can you confirm I'm on the list? I paid 15. My name is Kara, thanks. Yes, you were at the beginning. Oh, hi you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna see if Emma Okay. Emma's there. Okay. So Emma, and then Kara, and then Gabriella. Okay. So Emma, what is your question here? And I appreciate everybody's patience. Can I please ask where you got your turquoise ring from? Greece? In Santorini? This I don't remember the name of the store, but they make them in Athens, like out of kind of like clay, and it has an evil eye. Um, I've been looking for a flat stone. But what I really wanted to know, Colin's energy towards me. Collins. Okay, so are you focusing on love, life, Emma? Oh man, okay, well, it's beautiful. I'll just have to go there. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. So, Emma, is this love life that you're focusing on? Okay. What is Colin's energy towards me? Yes, about him pursuing me romantically. Okay, I just want to get clarification on that because again, that's what I feel, but just want to make sure so we're not getting caught up in too many things here. Okay. First of all, I don't feel overly grounded, Emma. So if you could just ground your energy with me, that's taking 3 cleansing breaths. Okay. I feel like you guys need to get back in touch with each other because you're asking what Cullen's energy is towards you. I feel like you guys need to get back in touch. Sorry, I have the worst cold. My energy's out of place. No worries. It's out of place. No worries. Um, Oops. You guys need to get back in touch with what's really, really important. Because right now, I feel like your guys' relationship isn't really like, I don't want to say it's based on superficial things, but you guys definitely haven't reached that point where you're kind of doing the deeper work together. So I kind of feel like go deeper with this person. Okay, there is a go ahead to do that, but it's more about getting to know each other a bit better. Because again, when we're focusing on superficial things, it's like how much money we have, what we do for work, like what the person looks like, that sort of thing. So it definitely feels like, yeah, you guys need to find out more about each other to see if it's even really compatible. So again, it feels a little bit like friendshipy, it feels a little bit like even lusty, like there could be a lot of sexual tension like built up or something. But again, sex isn't like everything, and friendship isn't sex either. So, so what's coming up here for you to move forward future wise with a goal would be share more thoughts, share more opinions, let him get to know you better. Because I feel like right now he doesn't know you enough, and so you have to allow him to get to know you better. So, arranging some more time together to figure that out feels really really nice and really healthy for you guys. Right now, it feels very like crushy, but again, we don't really know somebody. Sometimes we're just caught up in that energy. Okay. Do you have any questions in relation to that? Yeah, I think he wants me to open up to him. I don't even doubt that for 1 second, and I don't know if that's an issue for you or you just haven't had the opportunity. But again, create that for yourselves. It's fun. It feels fun short term. Okay, if that's what you're looking for. Yay. Yeah, so yeah, definitely focus in on that. Do you have any more questions in relation to that? And then we're going to focus on Kira. And again, thank you for all your patience, guys. No, I want long term, I think. Okay, yeah. So again, just something to consider, but sometimes like how do we improve communication? Um, my thing would be like when you're talking about things, make sure it's really, really deep, not anything superficial at all. Because that's why I feel like it's not energetically long term because it doesn't feel like it's going past those things. And just pay attention to that when it's starting to become superficial or you guys are talking about those things. So, like, break it down into what are my passions, what are my goals, what are my dreams, and then I think that's when you're going to find out, okay, maybe we don't share those same things long term. Okay, but again, I'm not pushing this energy away. I think these are good learning experiences, and it feels healthy to explore at least. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of your energy. Thank you so much. And again, if you have any other last questions, you're welcome. And Emma, there's a lot of chatter in there too. I do feel like you're very intuitive. And I think that you're getting a lot of intuitive messages. So keep listening into those because Spirit is definitely communicating with you. Okay. So when you feel like you're having a low spell or you're tired, just take that time for you and listen in to what Spirit's communicating with you. Okay. And thank you so much. You're also breaking free of old habits as well. I don't know why this just keeps coming up. So just make sure that you're recognizing that you're doing a great job too. Okay, you are doing the work, and Spirit wants you to know that. All right. So again, if you're feeling like, oh, I'm starting to get sick or blah blah blah, that sometimes happens for a reason, also to give you time to process some of these things that you're working on, right? So trust and believe. Also, if you pray, thank you, really appreciate that. You're welcome. If you pray, I feel like that'll be a really great way for you to get more insight as well. Okay, so like if you don't ask for things that you want, then they won't happen. Okay, so the universe is there to provide that way. Okay. And thank you. All right. Okay, I'm picking up on money for Kara. Something about that. Okay. Kara. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. You're welcome, Emma. Yeah, just keep playing with universal energy, um, Emma, because the more we work with it, the more it all makes sense. So it makes sense why you're like, oh, I'm not sure. It's because you need to do it more, and this will be good practice for you to continue to trust, right? It's Kara that asked about my kids. Okay, okay, Kara. So what is it specifically that you would like to focus on, Kara? I know you mentioned kids. Just keeping track of everything here. So I'm gonna go into your energy. We're just going to cut any energy cords that you and I are picking up with anybody else. They are 6 and 10. Okay, so what is your question specifically, or is it just in general you wanted to tune in, tune into that? Okay, and again, I'm feeling like focusing on past, present, and future. And I'm going to plug in my phone here. They are with me right now. I see them, but want to see when they will move back home. When will they move back home? All right. Hello, guys. Are not with me. Okay. So when will they move back home? Okay, I feel like I'm taking a couple deep breaths because what I'm getting is this is kind of like heavy for you. Right? I feel like obviously they're your children and you want them to be with you. So I kind of pick up that um I'm not sure if this is like really stressful for you, but I kind of get like it can get you down a little bit. Um so emotionally I just feel like ways to improve like the emotions of it is really just getting like a little bit of fresh air, more fresh air. And when you're with the kids, play with them and look up. I'm feeling like look up at the clouds and see like different things in the clouds. Like, what do you see in the clouds? Do you see a dragon? Do you see like a fairy, or what do you see? And just allowing the mind to relax that way, because I feel like the children also are picking up on your energy as well. And and that feels like you want them to be happy. So if you're not 100% happy with certain things, then again they can feel that too. So it's just making sure that you're keeping, even if you're not feeling certain ways, that you're keeping your energy up, keeping it fun, keeping it light. Again, playing with them feels great. So what you want to, I'm just making sure you're not saying anything here. Yes, it's so stressful. I'm in a dark place right now. Okay. And I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. So I'm glad you're reaching out, and I'm glad you subscribed. So thank you. It's nice to have this support in here, right? And if I'm getting too busy this way, I'll create it so it's private for people. So, um, yeah, so I can really focus on my subscribers even more. Okay. Um, Okay. So, yeah. So, what's coming up here? Because we want to work on forward movement, right? So, what you're talking about is, when are they going to move back in with you? Well, what I'm kind of getting is it still feels like it feels a bit distant. And again, I want to be honest, it feels a little bit distant from now. Um, and so, I feel like bring their energy um, closer to you, bring their hearts closer to you, as I was sharing. Show them your love. Tell them how much you love them, which I know you're already doing. But it's like those bonds that nobody can break. And it just feels like, again, even if your heart's feeling a little bit sad, like focus on all the love that you guys have. Because often when people are away from us and we love them, they can still feel our sadness when they're not with us too. So we want to really just like keep in as much contact as you can to always express your emotions, and drawing their love in when you're not there. So like having things that mean something to you, that belong to them as well, can be helpful. So if one of them made you like a bracelet or a necklace or like a piece of artwork or like jewelry for some reason that's coming up, or they gave that to you, hang on to that and like put your hand on that, or like remind yourself of them through that, because it feels like these little items can be very sacred to you, and help you connect to their hearts when they're not there. Okay. Any other questions about that? I want to make sure that you feel good about that, because yeah, being in a dark place is tough for sure. Any questions about that? Okay. I'm also feeling like my head is just like vibrating a lot. So I know you're saying you're not feeling 100, you're feeling stressed and things like that. I'm getting, because of these emotions and things that you're feeling, it feels like it's throwing your head off a little bit. So I feel like it's kind of making you tired, a little bit more tired than normal. So I would say if you can get like a facial or something like that to really work out the energy in your face, I think that would be fabulous. Even if it's like a hot face cloth or like an aromatherapy steam, something like that feels really good. If you want to do a mask, I don't know. But a lot of times I do facial reflexology as well. I've kind of turned over to online, but I still have the training in that. And you might even want to look up acupressure points for tension, stress, that sort of thing in the face, just by pushing. Okay. And I know it seems silly, but what will happen is your head will feel lighter. Your vision will be even lighter. Um, you'll your head will just feel better, okay? Because you need that little bit of TLC, and keeping in mind when you're looking after yourself and you're feeling better, that will be helpful for the kids too, okay? So sometimes that distance energy, I know it's tough, but their hearts are always there. But do you see them coming home? I feel like to just distant, maybe in the next year. Yeah, and the reason I absolutely feel that they will. But the reason why I'm saying distant is because that's still not now, and there's still a lot of things to work on in the meanwhile. I was working with a client this morning, and she was kind of talking about like, okay, I'm going to shut my business down in 1 year because I'm not happy. But it's like, okay, but in that time frame, you still have to like you still want to run that business, so you want to keep your energy up, you want to work through these things, and then also things can change. Like energy can move and timelines can move even faster. So again, how you are feeling will make a difference in how much sooner this is going to come to you or how you're handling it. Okay, makes sense. Okay. But yeah, so yes, I also feel a year. I still feel even less than a year, but again, the energy will determine like how things go for you between now and then. All right? Because I really feel like that's the most important thing is how you are feeling. Um, because that will make a difference in how they're feeling. Okay? Any last questions in relation to that you feel would be helpful for you? Okay? Let me know. I hear that. Yes. It's so funny. Life is so strange, eh? And if you want an in-depth reading, guys, you just have to subscribe, and then every time I come on live, you'll get a reading. Um, my next one is going to be scheduled, which is great. Or you can pay $15. You can, if you're in Canada, you can e-transfer horsemanreadings@gmail.com, or you can pay through PayPal, which you'll see in my link tree. Okay, guys? So just making sure you don't have any last questions, which I don't see. So I'll get out of your energy. Sending you so much love. And the other thing I'm getting for you is to not compare yourself to other people. Okay? Um, do your best to not judge other people. I don't sense that you're like that, but just don't compare yourself to other people because that's so easy to do when you're in a circumstance or situation like, oh, so and so doesn't worry about this and blah blah blah. And it's just like it's not healthy to do, I feel, for your own self. I think you'll feel better if you're yeah, just not ignoring what other people are doing, but just pay attention to how you're feeling. As I said, work on some of those acupressure points. I'm doing my best to kind of write down things that will be helpful for people, and then maybe I can do a couple videos underneath my TikTok for people that'll be supportive as well. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get out of your energy here. And I do feel like still what's coming up is you're welcome. There's still some past energy that you could benefit from clearing as well. So, yeah. When I'm coming back on to do some of my readings, I will also be doing like other types of healings with my readings too, okay? So that when there are situations and circumstances, we can send love um, like with the reading, okay? Because I do a lot of different styles of things that are really helpful for people. So again, um, next time I see you, we will focus on some clearings around the past, all right? Gabriel. Gabriel. Okay. I would like to know what Adam really feels towards me. Full reading, please, Gabriel. Okay. Gabriella. Okay. All right. So this is love, correct? Just want to confirm that. We're focusing on love life because um there's definitely some stuff coming up around here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm feeling like he sees your positive qualities, and your positive attributes. He really sees you in a positive light. Um, he really sees, I feel, a long-term future with you. Do I feel that he's a little bit scared about that? Yes. Um, but I feel like it's more like he doesn't know, I think, if you want that with him. So it feels like it even could be an unconscious fear that he has. So he's like really wants that, but of course everybody has little fears, okay? And I feel like he wants to be praised a little bit more for his qualities because I feel like he really loves your qualities, so he wants to be told a little bit more about himself, which is fair because sometimes the way we treat other people is the way we actually want other people to treat us too. So I feel like he might have some of his own insecurities, and he just wants you to like comfort him in those insecurities a little bit. So you could always kind of find out a little bit more about what those insecurities are, and then try to help like comfort him with his confidence and things like that. Because I feel like he really does love you. I feel, and I really feel like he cares so much about you that he really cares what you think about him. But I do feel like he doesn't really look at you in any negative way. If anything, I think he might be a little intimidated by like by how wonderful you are, and it might even make him feel like there are things that he doesn't have that you have. So he's a big admirer of you, actually. Do you have more questions about that? Because when you're asking how he really feels, yeah, strange thing has was he started to coming. Strange thing was he started to coming back. Okay. Well, for a reason. Just going back to like anything else you asked here. Well, I definitely feel and see he really wants it to work with you. Um, and so I would say give him the opportunity. Jamie D. Thank you. Yeah, definitely give him that option, I would say. I mean, on the basis that you want that, but I really do feel like you do. So, yeah, just keep building each other up and make that work. Okay, so I think you were just asking the same question. Just want to double check. That's all about that. Also, do you have any messages from someone? Okay, well, mediumship is still kind of like new to me, and of course, in these circumstances, who is not here with me anymore. Okay, so Gabriella, what I get here is if you have any perfectionism tendencies, I would say that your heart needs some forgiveness, more like forgiving yourself, because it feels like that's the only recommendation I feel like would be good for you right now. It's just like cut yourself some slack, give yourself a break, forgive yourself. Yes, Amethyst, you absolutely can. Um, yeah, so like that's what spirit kind of wants you to know. When we look at loved ones that have crossed over, um, I actually feel like for you, what I get is to focus more on gram a grandmother, a connection that you have to your grandmother. And it feels like you lost obviously lots of grandmothers because we can go back as quite far. But it feels like father's side is coming up the strongest. It feels like a father, like your father's mother. But there's even like great grandparents, right? So what I get is like often they'll come through because there's something that they want you to know. That's the most important thing. And so what I get is like they're emphasizing on your spirituality a little bit more and the importance of you, again, like loving yourself unconditionally and forgiving yourself. Okay. So it's funny because it's like you want to go towards loved ones in spirit, but which they're always kind of around. And so it's probably no coincidence that I'm getting that same message. Um, yeah. Okay. so, ah, so I'm going to get out of your energy unless you see any last minute questions coming up for you. You're welcome. You have a beautiful soul. Sometimes I think just hearing that like we've got to like cut ourselves some slack and forgive ourselves like and just like let go of those little tendencies because like sometimes we're just hard on ourselves. Okay. So yeah, so like feel that grandmother's love. And when you do that for yourself, like you'll feel even more love from spirit. Okay. Yeah, you've got such good things going on. Thank you. Same kind of concept as we were talking about with our last person, with like adding in some healing. I definitely feel like we need some of that. We need some of that here. So I'm just gonna do a theta healing download, okay? This is just offering anybody that needs healing, wants healing. So would you like to know that it's safe to let go of any perfectionism tendencies that you might have that are no longer serving you in your life? And would you like to know that it's safe to open up your heart to more love, more compassion, and more insight, no matter what that looks like for you? Would you like to know that you're worthy and deserving of having all the love that you absolutely deserve in this world? Would you like to know that it's safe to receive those things at this moment? So let's bring that in just by saying yes. And I'm also getting to be happy for other people. And I'm also getting to be happy for other people. I'm getting, we want to be genuinely happy for other people. So, we don't want to compare ourselves to other people. That's not a great idea. I know we do it. We're human, that sort of thing. We can judge. But yeah, allow yourself to just be genuinely happy for other people, right? That's really coming up. Okay. Today. So, Jamie D, I believe you are next on my list. And thank you so much for subscribing. Okay, we're going to focus in on you. So if you have any questions or any area of focus you want to focus on, you are amazing. Thank you very much. So are you. It's so fun to work with new people because we all bring so many different things to the table, right? Everybody's going through different stuff. Yeah, we all have problems, but at the end of the day, like you bring light to the world and you deserve to shine. Okay? So, Jamie D, you are next for if you want a reading for subscribing. If you don't, that's okay. Every time I come on live and you're a subscriber, and I'm going to go in order, then by whoever's hopping on, you can get a reading. So it doesn't mean you have to get one, but if you want one, it's there for you, which is great. Okay. And again, if you are not a subscriber but you want to come in and get a reading, you can pay $15 through my PayPal, which is by clicking my link tree, or you can e-transfer if you're in Canada, horsemanreadings@gmail.com. And I appreciate everybody who's hopped in here today. You're welcome. E-transfer if you're in Canada, horsemanreadings@gmail.com. And I appreciate everybody who's hopped in here today. You're welcome. So if I don't see you saying yes, um, or asking any questions or any topics, then that might mean that you're not here anymore. And we'll just wait a couple minutes. And was there anybody else that I missed? Me, Amethyst. Okay. Anybody that paid that I missed, because it's hard for me to keep track of the comments. And this is my first time coming on here and doing any paid. So I so nice, thank you. You're welcome. All right. I actually think I did it. I saw Jamie D. I'm just gonna go back here and then we'll do a couple quick things here. Obviously, I'm going to structure this better next time. Jamie. So Jamie, if you're there, sometimes people hop on, hop off, or anybody else that I missed that paid. Anna. Okay, I don't see anything paid from you. Amanda, Jason Aldean is the Jason Aldean is the person. Yes, I had someone calling here. Jason Aldean is the person. Yes, I had someone calling here. Aldean, Aldanal. Okay, and I'm just gonna check my so the last person here, and then we'll do a quick little general. Amanda has been asking a question for a long time. Okay, we just answered it. And Amethyst. Okay, Amethyst. So, I don't see a question from you, but one of the things that I get is like my eyes feel like really bright and really wide. And I'm actually getting a connection to a deer. I don't know if you like deer. I've been seeing quite a lot of deer lately, and my symbolism for deer is sensitivity, and kindness. So what I'm getting is to continue to pay close attention to how you're navigating your life at this time. I'm getting that you might be at a crossroads, and to not be nervous about making any decisions right now. I feel like it's actually a great time for you to explore different avenues, ways of living, things like that. So I would suggest that um, if you need help with anything, now's a great time to start asking for more help. And the reason for it is because often uh, we're meant to just start receiving a bit more. And sometimes people don't like to ask for help, but I'm getting that when you learn to ask for help, by doing that, it's going to teach you to receive because we can't give from an empty cup, first of all. So it's learning that give and take and that balance of being able to ask for things and then feeling good about receiving. You know how somebody gives you a compliment, you get all uncomfortable. It's really just embracing that right now. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you. I love deer. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And then a general message for everybody. We kind of talked a little bit about that at the beginning, going with the flow, that sort of thing. I'm actually getting the energy of a crow and a seagull mixed together. Okay. So a crow represents to me, I'm still getting like a little bit of fear. Don't be fearful of negative things happening to you. When you're scared or nervous, oh no, something bad is going to happen. Guess what we're doing? We're putting out negative energy. So if you can shift your energy over to more faith-based practices, I'm getting, I think that will be helpful for people. I'm kind of getting a pigeon too. So a seagull to me represents um, more freedom, bringing more freedom into your life. And then also, a pigeon to me represents someone who um, is learning to be content with the little things in their life. So if you feel like you're dissatisfied right now, we talked a little bit about gratitude, bring a little bit more of that into your life. And I think what you're going to find is you're just going to appreciate all the other little things. Okay. Says I'm breaking up a lot. That's all right. I think that's a sign that I need to go. I had someone like constantly calling me that needs me right now, so I'm going to take off. And then I'm also going to, next time I come on live, I'm going to schedule that live so my subscribers know when I'm coming on. And then if you want to get a reading, you're welcome to. I will talk to you guys later and have an awesome day. Bye for now.